Alright, what's up guys, Lord Kylie here, back again with another video. Hey, now it's been like over a month since I last uploaded, and my bad for that, y'all. Hey, life's just been crazy since that last month, and I told y'all, the less I upload, like the more y'all wait for a new upload, the crazier the story gets, right? That's just how life is. So without further ado, let's just dive straight in. So, this story took place exactly last week on Monday, so, and your boy, he had to do some paperwork, right? Like, he was signing up to a new school, basically to college. And, hey, just saying, I'm in that college right now. I got accepted into college. I don't know how the fuck this tweaker got accepted into college. I mean, bro, my inspiration, Goblin, he literally dropped out of high school. Like, he didn't even finish the 9th or 10th grade. But, hey, fuck that shit, bro. This is my story. So, as I was saying, I was filling out some documents, and prior to that, I was actually at work. So I had to go to work with my stepfather, and everything was going pretty nice, I guess. I don't know. So I had to go back and forth, and it was like 4 hours, 5 hours deep into this fucking process at this point. And I finally got accepted into college on that day, and I was like, all right, bet. Like, for me, it was like, yo, dude, the day's finished, right? I did my job. So I go back to the fucking kiosk where I worked at. And, my stepdad, he expected me to work the whole day. And I was like, nah, dude. And it was like 17 or 18 o'clock at this point. And I was just not having it. I just didn't want to work the whole day, Call me a lazy faggot, whatever. I don't care, all right? I was just fed up at that point, right? I was completely, like, fucking done. I was just done. So, then we get into an argument. I said, like, yo, I want to go home. He's like, nah, bro, stay. I'm just like, nah, I want to go home. And then it gets pretty fucking dark at that point. Like, we didn't fight or anything, but it gets pretty fucking deep, And I just rage quit. I was like, hell no, fuck that shit. So then he told me, like, all right, you don't want to work the whole day? All right, fuck you. You're not coming home today. You're not sleeping at home. Pack your stuff. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, shit, it sounds like a free vacation to me. And oh boy, it was a free vacation, a whole week off. Anyways, I'm getting a little bit off topic. I'm getting fucking sidetracked here, right? Kali, fucking lock in. Alright, so at that point, my phone is dead, and I'm going home, my phone is dead, no one knows what the fuck is going on. So I finally get home after like an hour. That's like the usual commute for me from work to home. It takes about an hour. And finally I arrive home, and I just grab all my stuff, right? I grab the PlayStation, I grab the microphone, I grab all my clothes. I have like 2 big bags and my fucking backpack that I filled up with fucking creatine for some reason. Like, my whole school backpack was just filled with like two packs of creatine and some protein, right? So anyways, bro, that shit is unimportant. So I finally fucking leave home. My mom asked me, like, yo, where you going? Why are you packing your stuff? I'm like, yeah, mom, don't worry about it. So I leave home. Before that, I of course like take a shower and I take a shit. I enjoy like my home for the next week. And then I just go outside, right? And these bags are heavy as fuck, and I have no idea where to go. And in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, the hut. Now, the hut, like, where I slept at was, the fucking thumbnail. The thumbnail was the place where I stayed at for, like, most of the time here on the story. So, yeah, I decided to go to the hut, and it's only about, like, a 10-minute walk. So, it was pretty easy, even though I was carrying about, like, 50 kilograms of stuff on me, like, dead ass on my shoulders. Fuck it, I did the walk. Plug walk. So, I arrive at the fucking hut. And, bro, it looks dirty as fuck. So I start cleaning it up, for real, like. And then I make myself, like, a place to actually sleep. Thank God we had blankets and pillows there, everything. So I clean it up just a little bit. Just enough to not call it a fucking crack shed, alright? So, yeah, I clean that shit up. And now I'm all alone. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck should I do? So I hit up this guy, right? I don't even know what to call this dude. Let's just call this dude Joe, alright? So now, Joe, he replies, right? And he's like, yo, I'm arriving. I'm free. I'm like, oh, damn. All right, bet. So I wait up for the homie Joe to pull up. And it takes him about like 10, 15 minutes. And then he pulls up to the hut, And then I dap him up. I'm like, yo, thank you for being here. I explain to him the whole situation. He's like, damn, that's fucking fucked up, dude. I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. So it gets boring pretty quickly because Joe was like, I don't know, Joe isn't really talkative. He's like a quiet guy. He's a cool, quiet guy. And we decide to go to the store. I decide to go to the store. And he's like, yo, what are we grabbing? I'm like, man, snacks and liquor and all that. He's like, ooh, all right, bet. So we go to the store. I grab myself some bevs, fucking snacks. I grab myself the essential, right? So I grab myself some fucking Bombay gin. And I drink it by myself. So we leave the fucking store. We go back to the hut, and then we're just chilling there. And I decide to just drink by myself, because Joe for some reason doesn't drink. And I was like, I respect that, you know. So yeah. And then Joe was like, yo, I have some weed though. I'm like, damn, alright, bet. Let's smoke some weed. So yeah, man, he had some fucking he had some mid weed, right? It was mid booth. Like it was not the great booth. It's not something that Chief Keef or fucking Tyrone would smoke. Let's just say that. It was some mid, right? Anyways, we smoke up, and I drink at the same time. Straight out the bottle, by the way. No mixer, no nothing. I'm just drinking straight out the motherfucking bottle, right? Because that's just who I am. I mean, I drink to get fucked up. I don't drink for the flavor, the taste, or the enjoyment of it. Bro, if I had to, I would just down a fucking whole Smirnoff. I would down the whole bottle just to get me fucked up like that in an instant, you know? But, hey, sometimes, I don't know. I'm not prepared for that shit, you know? I have to graduate. I have to graduate the crackonometry, alright? Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked again, because this is going to be a series. This is going to be a long-ass story, right? Because I'm explaining everything with fine detail. And, hey, there's some crazy shit, right? There's some crazy shit in this episode, so just listen in. So, at this point, I'm pretty fucked up. I'm pretty baked. I'm pretty fucking drunk, you know, and I'm rolling. I'm having a fun time, and so is my homie Joe. My homie Joe is also having a fun time, so it's just perfect, you know. The whole vibe is perfect. And then all of a sudden, out of the corner of Joe's eye, he fucking sees a fucking fireplace in this hut. And I didn't even realize it at first. I didn't even see it because I was just so locked in on, you know, cleaning up the fucking hut. And, you know, we walk around the hut, and then boom, there's like a big ass fireplace that you can like dead ass just make a fucking campfire, or like, you know, it's just a fucking fire and it's lit. It's cool. You know, we are men. We like that shit. So yeah, problem was we didn't have no wood, right? So me and Joe, we are now scattering for wood, and let me be honest, we stole a little bit of wood from the neighbors, right? I snitched on myself, but it's not that bad. It's just some wood, you know. So yeah, we gather wood the fucking easy way, and at this point it gets pretty dark. Like it's actually nighttime, like it's 11 or some shit, you know, and it gets pretty dark, and you know, we figure out how to make the fire, because I had no clue. So, you know, we lay down the logs, the fucking wood on the pit, and then we grab like some paper and shit to make it light easier, and then boom, in about like 10 minutes we accomplished this fireplace, and it's actually lit, like it's actually fire. I didn't mean to be so punny, bro. Anyways, yeah, we do the fucking the fire, and I'm just, you know, I grab my bottle. He rolls up another blunt, and at this point we're just chilling. I'm drinking the liquor, he's smoking a blunt, and then he passed me the blunt, and I was just like, damn. And at that point I was pretty fucking fucked up. Like I was half the bottle deep into this shit, right? So I was feeling amazing, bro. I was fucking drunk as fuck and high as fuck. Like, damn. And nothing really happened at this point. I mean, we just chilled at the fucking fireplace, you know? So, yeah, at a certain point in the night, at around like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or some shit, you know, Joe decides to dap me up and to leave. And I was just so drunk, I didn't even know what the fuck I said. I was just like, something like that. And, yeah, now I had to sleep in the hut. And let me tell y'all, it was actually pretty comfortable in the hut. Because we had a padlock, you know, so I could lock the door. No one could come in. And yeah, I locked the door, and I just slept. I slept alone in the hut. And it was actually pretty cool, you know. But I didn't have no toilet or no shower, you know, so that was the fucked up part. But otherwise than that, I was chilling. So yeah, I wake up the next day, and it's like fucking like 1 p.m. or 12 p.m. or some shit. And I'm pretty drunk. My battery is like at like 30 or 20% or some shit. So it was a little bit of a critical situation. But I still had some of the Bombay, right? I still had like half of the Bombay bottle. So for breakfast, what the fuck do? I just take a swig out the fucking bottle. Like no mix or no nothing. Just straight up for breakfast. For breakfast, I'm literally smoking, I'm literally drinking out the bottle, which is just insane. Yeah. So I wake up, I'm pretty drunk, and I realize that I'm hungry. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck should I do? The problem was, I took a swig out the bottle, and I was already fucked up. I was fucked up from the night prior. I didn't tell that to y'all, my bad. I was fucked up from the night prior, and I drank some more, all by myself. And I was like, oh, hell nah. So now I was actually like really fucking drunk by myself. And I realized I had no food. And Kylie was hungry. So I had to go to the store somehow. And the way that you get into the hut, normally like there's like a door and shit, but I had no idea how the fuck to open like the door where everyone comes in. But thankfully we had like a fence, and there's like this little spot on the fence where it's like broken, you know, where like you can get in easily, like a toddler could climb through the shit. So I tried to fucking climb it whilst I was stumbling and drunk. And I just fell straight on my ass. Like I'm telling you, I fell straight to the ground on my ass. I was eating dirt, bro. I ate some fucking... I literally ate some of the grass. It fell into my mouth. But I was like, man, fuck it. That didn't bother me, right? So I went to the store. I grabbed myself some food. And I was just chilling, you know. And I discovered that the fucking hut had also like a grill. It had like this little grill thingy. It was like dog shit quality grill. But it was a grill nonetheless. So what do? I grab my stuff and then I grill it. I grill like some of this meat. You know what I'm saying? I bought myself like some meat and some fucking like what do you call it? Some bread and some meat, you know, just a simple meal. And it was hot as fuck on this day too, and it was just an amazing vibe, to be honest. I was drunk. I made myself some drunk food and some homeless food. I made myself some drunk homeless food, and it tasted awesome, right? It was, that shit was smacking. I'm not even lying. So yeah, nothing happened at this point really. I just ate my food and I was chilling, you know. And at that point my phone was almost dead. It was at like 4 or 3% or some shit. So I hit up the homie Joe again, and he comes by. Now this is a little bit later in the evening. This is like I had to wait like 2 or 3 hours for him without no battery percentage, which was kind of fucked, you know. I literally had nothing to do, just chill in the hut or outside or some shit. I don't know. So that's what I did. I waited till homie Joe pulled up with no battery, no nothing. This was like a Minecraft survival mode type beat. And he finally pulls up, you know, and I'm like, damn, thank you, bro. Thank you for pulling up. And soon we realized there's nothing really to do in the hut, you know. It's like kind of boring. I mean, it really was boring. I mean, if you're with a phone and you have like charge and everything, then that's pretty cool. But no phone, no nothing. That's pretty shit, you know. So we decide to go to Joe's place. Now, we arrive at Joe's place in about like 15 or 20 minutes. It was like a 15 or 20 minute walk. And we go to Joe's place, and of course, first thing he does, he rolls up a blunt. And I'm like, damn, thank you, I really need this shit. Even though it was some mid, it was still better than nothing, you know. It was still better than being completely sober. And at that point, it was like day 2 or some shit since I left my family. You know, since I didn't return. Like, I literally didn't return for the whole week, which is insane. Yeah, we chill at Joe. You know, we spark up a blunt. We start chilling and everything. And I get this bright idea. See, now Joe had a plug. And this is the plug where he got the weed from. Now, the weed was ass. The weed was mid. But the thing is that the plug also had some other goodies. I don't even know what to refer the plug to as, because I don't know his name. I didn't even see the plug. He did the fucking work for me, you know. So Joe told me that the plug had Xanax and ecstasy, you know. And I tried the ecstasy once with him. It was actually some pretty good fucking Molly. Like, it was some pretty good ecstasy. But that's a whole nother story, you know. And then he told me that the plug had Xanax, and I was pretty intrigued by that. I was pretty interested by that, you know. And I told him, like, yo, should I get some Xanax? And he's like, yeah, fuck it, why not? You know, like, he didn't encourage me or deny me. He was just like, yeah, you can get some Xanax if you want to. So me being a fiend, we went to the plug, right? Now, this was, of course, like 2 or 3 hours after. It was like night at that point. It was like 10 or 11 p.m., something like that. So we went to the plug, and I bought myself some Xanax, you know. I gave Joe like 20 or 30 bucks or some shit, and I told him, like, yo, just get me like 3 Xanax. I just want to... I sound like a fed, but yeah, I just told him, like, get me 3 Xanax bars. He's like, all right, bet. So I wait outside, and 5 minutes later, he comes out, and he's like, yo, bro, here you go. Here's the 5 Xanax. It costs us 15 bucks. I was like, damn, that's actually... That's a pretty okay price, you know, like 1 bar, like five bucks per bar. That's okay, you know, that's okay. So immediately, when I got the Xanax, I didn't even take a look at him. I did not even take a fucking look at them. I just straight up swallowed one, and then a minute later I swallowed another. And now we're on the way back to the hut, right? And it takes like about us like 10 or 15 minutes to get back to the hut, you know? Skip that part. That shit is boring. So, you know, at that point I was pretty baked, I would say. And also, I just took some Xanax. This was my first time taking Xanax, by the way. And it hadn't kicked in yet, you know? So we went to the hut, and we just chilled inside the hut, you know? Like, we didn't do anything. We listened to, like, some music or some shit. I don't know. Maybe listen to, like, a podcast. I can't remember, to be honest. And now this is the fucked up part. This is the weird part. All of a sudden, the bars kick in. And I just don't know what the fuck happened. Like, this was one of the only drug experiences that I had, aside from like back in the day when I was a youngin', you know. This was one of the only drug experiences I had where I completely blacked out and I had no recollection, no memory of what the fuck happened. I only saw little snippets of it. Xanax is scary. Like, I'm never doing Xanax ever again. I tried it once now, and that was it. Oh wait, I also forgot to mention. Fuck, I fucked this up a little bit. My bad. But whilst we arrived at the hut, I took the last and final Xanax. I took the third Xanax, and by the time I took the third Xanax, like a minute later, the Xanax kicked in. And at that point, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. Like, I literally don't remember shit. It's like not even whilst you're drunk blackout. Drunk blackout, you kind of know what the fuck happened. Like, in the moment, you're still there, like physically and mentally and, you know, soulfully, you're still there in the moment, but you just don't remember. But on Xanax, you're not there in the moment. You're just literally not there. You have no idea what the fuck happens, right? So now I have to skip this important part, you know, of the Xanax and everything, because like I just had zero recollection. I have zero memory of what the fuck happened. I just remember it was a Tuesday night, right? Like, it was a Tuesday night. So it was a Tuesday night leading into Wednesday, right? And I had no idea what the fuck happened. I don't even know when I went to sleep. It was probably like 1 or 2 a.m. I went to sleep. And I wake up the next day, right? And it's fucking 8 p.m. on a Wednesday. The last time I was conscious, bruh, was like 1 a.m. on a... Like, I just deadass slept for like 20 hours. I deadass slept for 20 hours on Xanax for my first time. And I have no idea what the fuck happened, right? I wake up the next following day. And this is the most scary part. I wake up the next day because I heard like some footsteps or some shit outside. Turns out it was just the owner of the hut. Now, I know this lady, you know, like, we're cool. I can stay there if I want to for however long I want to, you know. Just some people might come there, but that's irrelevant. I just heard some footsteps. I checked my phone. It's like on 5% battery. And it's like 8 p.m. And I wake up. And on the table in the hut, I had like a table, you know, and like some couches to sleep on. On the table, there's like 6 grams of weed, a fucking knife, and like $50 out of my wallet was missing, right? And I had no idea how the fuck I got this shit. I had absolutely no idea how the fuck I got this shit, which was just the most mind-boggling, fucked up thing. And also, Joe fucking blocked me the next day. Like, he was on some bullshit. I don't know, like, he told me like, yo, I'm not your friend anymore. Don't ever call me. Don't text me. I'm blocking you. That's it. We're over. And I'm like, what the fuck, Joe? Like, what the fuck did I do? And I text Joe. I'm like, Joe, what the fuck? What did I do? And I can't really get into it right now. The statute of limitations hasn't gone over it. You know, I can't get into the details, the spicy details of what the fuck he told me and shit, because like I respect his privacy and all that. But like, yeah, man, I'm never taking Xanax again in my life. For like, never. Swear to God. I promise on everything, on Jesus, on my own life, on my mama life, I'll never take them fucking Xannies ever again, bro. Shit, the video's almost over. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. This was part 1 of the homeless story. So now we're already on Wednesday. All right. I still have a little bit to talk about. I'm gonna do like a second episode on this. I don't know if it's gonna be a series or anything, but yeah, it's been a month hearing from y'all, or y'all hearing from me, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know, mirror effect. It's been great. You know, this past month has been great. There's also gonna be a Spain story, because I was in Spain before this happened. Before the homeless story happened, I was in Spain, right? But that's irrelevant. You know, that's for a whole nother video. So yeah, that was it for the video. Like and subscribe if y'all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more uploads. I'm gonna post way more since I have so much new lore, so much happened in this last month or two. Yeah, stay safe, guys. I love all y'all. Peace out.